What is good, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So it was the night of October 30th. I just got home from Pennhurst Asylum, which is a haunted attraction I just went to in like a secluded part of Pennsylvania. I wanted to do a haunted house this year, so this was the one I chose. Went there with my friends. Gonna get into all the good stuff about it afterward. I wanted to record the good, the bad, and some of the horrific stuff afterward, but I wanted to record inside there, but they're very strict with the cameras. They got metal detectors. I couldn't even bring the camera in, and unfortunately I don't have the best camera for recording. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, but because if you even turn on your phone when you're walking through the attractions, they'll shut you down. Anyway, they have like 3 different buildings. There's like a hospital place, a morgue, and a lab. So it's basically an old asylum that was shut down, and now that they dressed up with like bunk beds and those scary typical haunted house stuff, and they have actors walking through there which can touch you. We're gonna get into all that. But anyway, I wasn't able to record anything. I did take a couple pictures, just some basic stuff, so I'll throw those up and I'll kind of talk about what I liked about it, one little thing that didn't go so well, and I came home and did some research on the place after, which I probably should have done before. A little bit mad at myself there because I usually want to do research, but that's some of the, that's more scary than anything there. But we'll get into that in just a second. But let me show you a couple pictures I took inside, and then we'll get into it. Alright, as you saw, nothing too fancy as far as the pictures, some basic stuff. They have a lot of like that lighting outside, and again, my phone isn't the best, so with it when it's super dark, I can't really take good pictures, so I apologize about that. I did the best I could, but I was like, you know what? If I can't walk through it, let me just at least talk about it. So anyway, they have these 3 buildings. So it's basically just a bunch of doctors and patients, you know, in costume, bunch of actors that are walking around. Is dressed up with all the haunted house stuff, a lot of strobe lighting, stuff like that. Very, very good atmosphere, because this was a real asylum, which we're gonna talk about at the end of the video. So the atmosphere is really good. They do a good job on the makeup. The patients are doing all types of crazy stuff. They're whispering. The scariest part for me was I saw this one in the corner, and it was like creeping. So I was like, oh yeah, you ain't gonna get me. Then I turn around, and then there's this other one, this even scarier, like little girl looking patient that was just right up in my face. They'll come up and they mess with my hat and stuff like that. I don't mind that too much. They're professional. They don't really do anything. I don't like when they grab at my feet. That was kind of scary. But yeah, different strobe light. There was another thing where you're going through like this, what appears to be like a tunnel. You're like going through a spiral almost on this bridge that's just rocking, and very uneasy. Very cool. Very well done as a haunted attraction. Good atmosphere. They got the patients do a pretty good job with the acting. And if you even think about taking out your phone and recording anything, they are on you like that. Very, very quick. It was pretty packed there, being October 30th. I was expecting that. I got the VIP pass. It wasn't too much more, but I was like, you know what? I'm not trying to wait out there in the lines. But yeah, they do. There's some cheap little jump scares, but they dress it up pretty well overall. But so as far as a haunted attraction, I would give it like a B+. Or I would even probably give it an A. It's one of the better ones I've been to. Like, it is secluded, so I like that as well. So that works up. I forgot to mention that. So I like the seclusion. I like the eerie drive up. A couple bad parts being it is kind of secluded and it's in this, you know, kind of rundown area. It's very muddy walking up. Now, I'm not trying to sound like a prima donna, but you know, it was a little, and it was raining out a little bit, but I don't know, not a big deal. Now, my buddy who I went with, there's this thing where they spray stuff at you. There's this one thing where he was spraying stuff out of a tank. It was like nitrous oxide. It had to have CO2 or some chemical in it, because it got my boy right on his arm. He had a t-shirt on, and he had like a chemical burn on his arm. They didn't really do much for him, which I was kind of surprised about. Like, they didn't have any Neosporin. Like, nothing happens there, you know. You would think somebody gets cut, falls down. People are paying good money to go here. You would think they would have something to kind of like put some ointment on there, Neosporin, gauze, something, not water to clean off, nothing. They offer to go to the hospital or that's it. So I thought that was a little bit, you know, not the best, not very well prepared for like those types of things. But if you're spraying stuff at people, it can give them a chemical burn. It was right on his arm. He had like a pink, you know, where his skin was singed. So that was a little downside. Thankfully, we got through it. It's okay. I mean, he wasn't in like immense pain, but it's just kind of, you know, a good customer service thing. Could have been done a little bit better. Now I'm gonna get some of the more horrifying stuff. That was just, as you guys know, I love the season. I love all that. I usually do my research on places. I didn't do a lot of research on this place. I found out it was the old mental asylum. I did know that, but it was shut down in the late 80s. But it was shut down, and it's notoriously known that there was a lot of malpractice and overcrowding and terrible treatment of the patients going on there, which did really put a bad taste in my mouth when I got home and read some of that. I was just curious. I've gone there. I like the attraction. I would like, let me learn about it. I figured it was just, it's a nice thing, you know, probably got shut down, money, whatever, but no, it's pretty horrifying. Like, patients were malnourished, treated poorly, died there. So in going there now, I did feel that energy. I did feel an energy there while I was there, walking around outside, especially when you're in the building. You know, my brain is always thinking differently. But yeah, it's real messed up. Even like I said, I like the season, but I don't think, and I hate to say this because these people have a business, you know, these actors make money off of this, but I don't think it's a good idea for this to be a haunted attraction. I mean, if you want to make up some house, dress up some house that already exists, that had nobody die there, nobody was treated poorly there, that's fine. I'm not against haunted houses. I'm not against that. I think it's all cool little part of the season and whatever, you know. But the fact that people were treated poorly there, people died there, and especially someone who has dealt with mental illness, and it's a strong thing that I don't think is touched on enough in our culture, to know that people that were mentally ill, that were there for all types of reasons. And it was probably things that people, you know, people that think alternative, there could be a myriad of reasons back then. Look how poorly we treat people that are mentally ill now. Now we kind of hide it. And, you know, back then there was just could be openly treating these people terribly. But a lot of people probably died there. Doctors probably weren't qualified. But yeah, I read some pretty bad stuff about people that did go in there and like the things they saw with the patients, how they were being treated. So I hate to say it, but this is probably not a good idea to keep open as a haunted attraction. Like, you probably shouldn't do that. I don't want to, you know, I'm not well versed on it. I read it on it for like 30 minutes, just to kind of, but it's kind of exploitative a little bit. Like, people died there and people were mentally ill there. Like people should have been treated better there, and now it's a haunted attraction. I mean, I get it. I absolutely do get it. It is, but like, and maybe I'm sensitive to it differently also because I have dealt with depression. I don't know if I've been mentally ill to the point where I would need to go in an asylum. Who knows back then if somebody who going through depression might go there. I don't know, but it was very archaic ways of doing things, basically treating these people like nothing because they're off in the head. But yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to keep this as a haunted attraction. I hate to say that, but that, in my opinion, it's not going to do anything. This place does amazing business. They were super crowded. But yeah, as a haunted attraction, it works. But after doing some research on it, yeah, I really think they should take a step back as far as, you know, doing that. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's tough for me to say that because I like the season and it is something that gets your regular people into it, but when you're kind like those are the, it's kind of like, oh, it's borderline blood money. I don't know. When I read that, it just gave me a bad vibe. I was like, because I felt, you know, energy when I was there or whatever. It is close to that time of the month where that activity is known to be common. But yeah, overall, good haunted attraction. Just wish they would have reconsidered doing that. It's kind of money hungry, very capitalist. I hate to sound like that, but it is what it is. But yeah, I will be posting a movie review later on today with my favorite Halloween movie, being it is gonna be on Halloween when I'm posting up this video. And guys, I wanted to also thank you guys so much for joining me this month. It's been very fun, a great time. I did put up a community post with what I'm planning on doing, mixing in mukbangs, food reviews. I'm going to be kind of doing different subject matters as far as movie reviews every month. This was kind of scary stuff. So to kind of take it down, I'm going to go to my favorite subgenre, which is like coming of age movies. But yeah, guys, I've had a great time this month just recording and talking to y'all, sharing my love of scary movies. We're going to move on to a different type of movies, like I said, but yeah, thank you for, if you watched any video this month, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. I will see y'all again soon. Please take care and be well.